Hello! This is the One Episode Rule podcast about first impressions. I'm Magpie, but a ghost.
Ooh,
Ghosty.
so spooky.
You'll have to do the podcast yourself because I am the undead.
You can do it. You can.
I'm-
Your work is never done. You know.
I am
Just
non-physical.
continue to work.
I can only bear mute witness to the horrors that will unfold here. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves, or just let me keep going?
Well, I'm Pumpkin Blackle. I'm Blackle, but I'm also a pumpkin. I'm slowly decaying, and I will decay progressively faster as the month goes on.
An inert vegetable.
I'm an inert vegetable. I'm a gourd. I'm a kind of gourd.
Not even a jack-o'-lantern.
No.
Just a pumpkin. It's okay. Sometimes we're all just a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Joey, and I'm a werewolf.
I thought you were a skeleton.
Well, this time I'm a werewolf.
Where's
And maybe I'm a skeleton too. Maybe I'm a werewolf skeleton.
There's a skeleton in there somewhere.
No,
Oh,
you
like-
don't know that.
Oh, like those bear motherfuckers from Dark Souls? God, those are horrible. You know, the ones from the Nope gif? Yeah, that's...
Nope.
So we've got news.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually got news this time. Let's open it up with, on the day of recording for us, let's pour one out for the late, great Satoshi Kon.
Yeah.
This would have been his birthday.
Yep.
And I need to watch Tokyo Godfathers this year.
Oh,
Christmas.
God. Yes, I want to watch it too. Watch it with me.
Let's see. Get that out of the way. Italian game designers are aiming to crowdfund a Cowboy Bebop tabletop RPG in conjunction with Don't Panic Games and Sunrise, so it's official.
Tabletop bebop.
I have weird feelings about this because I love Bebop, but also people who have wanted this have already played it using systems of their own devising.
I mean, I wonder if, maybe it'll be okay. I agree with you. It's not necessarily necessary to make a whole extra system for it, but again, maybe it'll be fine.
I mean, almost all of these are generally pretty competent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
it'll
not
be
all.
Okay.
Tabletop role playing is a whole weird realm of whether or not it's competent, but people are generally very forgiving unless it's fatal. But anyway,
Unless pushed.
let's move on. Pop Team Epic is doing a thing.
Again?
I'm unclear. I'm really unclear about what the thing is, but I will describe it to you. It is Pop Team Epic Repeat, which is apparently a remix of the show, which is going to be airing. I don't know what this means.
It means that they're gonna add like a lot of synth, and they're gonna all of the panels will be warped. Yeah. They'll repeat lines every now and then for no reason,
There'll be a fucking 5-minute guitar solo in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
We joke, but I wouldn't put it past them to do all of
I
that.
wouldn't mind.
I'll look into it. Let's see what's going on. And to cap off the news, a pair of slightly troubling announcements.
Oh boy.
First, the most dire of which is Shenmue the animation has a new teaser out for its 2000 2022 debut. This on the heels of the disaster that was Shenmue 3.
What is... Wait, have we talked about Shenmue before? Because I don't...
We have.
I feel like I ask you to explain this every single time, and it never sticks in my brain. I'm sorry.
It's a video game. The
Yes,
third one was bad.
but what a video game, what is it like? Is it like a...
It's like Yakuza before Yakuza, and also without gangsters.
Oh...
RPG type deal.
Huh. And so they're making a...
So they're going to make an anime.
I see.
Which is interesting because if I remember correctly, they partially crowdfunded. So I wonder where the funding for this anime came from.
This
You
anime.
meant funding for Shenmue.
Especially given that Shenmue 3 didn't do very fucking well.
So they're just like, look, please forgive us. Give us money so that we can make this show.
No, they didn't. I don't think they crowdfunded this show.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, where? But they still had to convince someone to give them money for it.
I don't think
what I'm saying.
I don't think they convinced anybody to give them money for this.
Then who? Who is paying for it?
The people who crowdfunded the video game Shenmue 3.
Huh. Was that like a stretch goal, or is this a
I think this is an entirely new piece of bullshit.
So okay, so they collected money for the game.
I'm suggesting that they stole.
Oh.
Let's be quite clear. I'm suggesting that money went out of the video game that people wanted and into this thing that nobody wanted.
That nobody asked for. I see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. The visual art looks halfway competent.
Interesting.
But who gives a shit? For God's sakes, just die already, Rio.
Perish.
Slightly less troubling is Blade Runner Black Lotus is going to premiere on November 13th. Every time I look at it, it looks less anime adjacent. It's beginning to look more like one of the Resident Evil CG movies.
Oh no.
I didn't see the new Blade Runner, so I only have this to compare to the original, which makes me feel very weird about this.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know anything about the story. I have nothing to go on here.
But from what I saw, at least it looks competently put together. My main question is why? Anyway, that's all I've got for that. That's the news.
That's the news.
Like it or not, that's the news.
I don't think I got any of it, but
So yeah, I think it's time to spin the wheel once more.
Yes.
To land on a predetermined show because it's October and I've picked all the shows.
He has picked them all already.
I have taken the conductor's seat, and no one can pry me from it. I am chemically bonded to the pleather.
We cannot get off of Mr. Bones' wild ride.
The train simply will not slow down. Unlike this metaphor. Anyway, due to viewer requests, we're gonna watch Umineko.
Oh boy!
Just one. From what I have some like third-hand exposure to Umineko.
Me too.
From the fighting game.
Oh wait! Oh yeah, they made that, didn't they? Why did they make that?
They did indeed make that, and that's the only thing I know about this.
Oh no!
So let's get educated.
Boy.
So, we've seen that.
Yeah,
They've done it again.
we saw it. They cried again.
This time the
Stop
seagulls
crying.
cried, and I found it slightly less compelling. But
Yes.
but yeah, I got a blurb here for anyone who wants to get in on this, and some fun stats about the game series.
Oh my gosh. I think Blackle should take this one.
Okay. Umineko no Nakukoro ni takes place on the island of Okanjima, owned by the immensely wealthy Ushiromiya family. As customary per year, the entire family is gathering on the island for a conference that discusses the current financial situations of each respective person. Because of the family head's poor health, this year involves the topic of the head of the family's inheritance and how it will be distributed. However, the family is unaware that the distribution of his wealth is the least of Hiroshima Kinzu's family head concerns for this year's family conference. After being told that his end was approaching by his longtime friend and physician, Kinzu is desperate to meet his life's true love one last time, the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Having immersed himself in black magic for many of the later years of his life, Kinzu instigates a ceremony to retrieve his beloved upon his family's arrival on Rokanjima. Soon after, a violent typhoon traps the family on the island and a string of mysterious murders commence, forcing the 18 people on the island to fight for their lives in a deadly struggle between fantasy and reality. This blurb is really written poorly.
You managed to hurdle the Japanese words with the most competence I've seen out of you. So
Thank you.
good
I'm
job.
trying. Just the fact that it's just like, oosh, just family head in brackets, just like
Family
I
head.
figured out a better way to phrase that sentence. I don't know.
So yeah, it's an Agatha Christie novel.
Yes. It's got
You
that
say
energy.
that, but I was literally on Wikipedia, and I looked at the author of this fucking then When They Cry series, and they cite Agatha Christie as an influence.
Yeah, like
that doesn't surprise me.
This is a very specific closed circuit mystery,
Mm-hmm.
and it adheres to that a lot closer than say Higurashi would. Which, wow, Higurashi's wild. But anyway,
You know, I think that this, just knowing that the way they do these things, I think that this is going to have twists that would surprise us. That's just my opinion.
I've got some things that might reinforce that position for you.
All right.
About
All right.
the visual novels that this show was based upon. Let's have a look at How Long to Beat for
How long is the story?
Umineko When They Cry question arcs.
Oh my.
For the average, it is 57 hours to complete.
Yes.
For all play style, for completionists, it's 72 hours. That's just the first half, because then there's the answer arcs, which also take 57 hours to complete.
Exactly.
And the completionist takes 71 hours to complete, which suggests that these numbers are not a combination number, and it in fact could take you the greater portion of a week if you did not move from the computer.
God.
Having known someone who has done this, yes, it takes forever.
Oh my goodness.
The English word count of Umineko When They Cry was listed on a website I went find video game scripts at being roughly 950,000 words long,
What the hell?
Which is just shy of Baldur's Gate 2: The Shadows of Amn, possibly the greatest CRPG to ever be put.
This is like 20 novels
to computer, and yes, is comparable to certain religious texts.
It's like reading an encyclopedia series.
If you'll give me a second, I'll look up the specific numbers on those.
They should make an audiobook of that, because it sounds like I would eat that up at work.
God, this just reminded me of the time I tried to listen to Count of Monte Cristo. I only got that's a big book. I only got a third of the way through before I stopped.
It's a chunky book. Yeah, I wonder what the word count of County Monte Cristo is comparably.
Umineko is longer than Dune, longer than the Iliad, longer than the Silmarillion and Odyssey, longer than the entire Lord of the Rings series, including The Hobbit.
Longer than the Count of Monte Cristo. The Count of Monte Cristo is 464 words.
464 words, yeah.
Longer than War and Peace, longer than Twilight. It only loses against Harry Potter and the Bible.
Like the whole
the whole of the Bible. Incidentally,
the whole of Harry Potter.
A fact I was not aware of is that Homestuck is longer than the Bible.
Yes. Homestuck's long.
Oh no.
So yes, we have established that if you want to eat the visual novels of this,
you should start now.
You got a time commitment on your hands. But we're not doing the visual novels, we're doing the anime, which is a manageable 23 episodes, I believe. So
I gotta say, I have never been so happy that this is the one episode rule and not the all episode rule. Because I would not be able to handle that.
You don't think so?
No, I didn't like this one.
You didn't like this one?
I didn't like this one, and not in really ways that I could, articulate.
Well, let's give a quick rundown to see if we can spot where we don't like it. Broad strokes.
Yes.
After the intro, God, I gotta read the names. The Ushiromiya family, all the fucking lot of them. 15 of them arrive on a ferry.
There's so many people.
Gonna say that a lot of this episode is introducing the characters one by one, and in fact in my notes I was just scrambling to just try and write all of these names, and I gave up at some point because I was like, okay, this one's called Battler, this one's called George, this one's Maria, this one's Rosa, this one's, oh god, I've lost track.
What a name is Battler, huh?
Yeah.
Battler.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Battler, more like bad.
Battle, you
bad.
Well, you better get used. Well, you better get used to him because he's the main character.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
He doesn't have the.
And I believe he is named that because he will be battling.
He doesn't have the K-chan charm, is what I'm saying.
This is true. Oh, I don't know. He doesn't appear to have any charm or personality outside of A, not believing in witches, and B, being exceptionally horny.
Do you know who does have charm, though? The grandma who was like, would you like to squeeze my breast too?
It's just like, you want a squeeze of these, young man?
The thing is that he showed up and the first thing he does is ask to grab a girl's boobs. That's his cousin.
Yeah.
It's his cousin.
It's his cousin.
And it's bad. This show all around is really gazy.
Just
want to say.
Well, this is early 2000s anime. They were just kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, parts of anime still kind of are like that.
Yeah, this one is not the worst we've seen, but definitely it's been. I feel like we've watched a bunch of anime that haven't been this gazy.
Yes.
But we're getting back to these again, and I'm just like, oh right, ugh.
And I mean, Higurashi had its moments, but this one jumps right into it from episode 1.
Well, I should elaborate here.
Mm-hmm.
This is by Studio Dean.
Yeah, this is true.
Studio Dean does do this kind of shit.
Uh-huh.
Studio Dean, if I remember correctly, was also responsible for Reviewers. So,
oh god.
Maybe not.
No,
I can't remember. I'll look real quick.
That was a different one. But yeah, let's see. We were continuing with that plot synopsis. They get there on the little boat, and they're introducing a lot of characters, including like the local servants that are on the island.
Yeah. What's with everyone's outfits?
Everybody is dressed like chumps.
Yeah, they're rich people. I don't know. This seems like a rich person thing. I just didn't.
This is an adaptation of the original art, which, while not at the incredible quality of Higarashi's original art, still has something of the MS Paint about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Battler's hair. I couldn't deal with it.
Red.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
look at them.
So,
look at them.
The one-winged eagle motif really only works for Battler, and then they just try and wedge it onto everybody else's
Yes.
clothing.
Yeah.
If they're direct family members, which includes at least one of the servants, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think that's gonna
be a thing, maybe.
Deeper. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing, I assume.
Because they did mention that like only the family members have it.
Flash animation has.
Yeah.
So maybe that implies that the servant is actually technically family, but is the servant? I don't know.
So
Maybe
yeah,
it's like an Olive Garden situation.
When you're here, no, that can't be true.
It can't be true because I don't want it to be true.
So they go into this house, and immediately we are jump scared by this cursed painting, right?
We're not really jump scared by it, but it is hilarious. In which Battler is the only person who appears to notice it and say, "Hey, was that painting here before?" And they pan to a painting that is like 12 foot tall.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes. I wouldn't say jump scared, but because it didn't like make me jump or startle me, but when it showed up, it zoomed in on the eyes and made like this crunchy noise that I don't know how to describe. That was extremely haunted, and I was like, "Oh, it's a cursed painting."
That's a cursed painting. I forgot that little bit. Yeah, where it psychically reached out to our boy.
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't want to call him our boy, but I guess I'm gonna have to.
Fucking Battler. So yes, we get a little bit of plot with he's asking about the painting, and they're like, "Oh, that's Beatrice. She is a witch."
He's just like, witches are bullshit.
He's like, sounds fake. And yeah, they go in and they continue.
Cut upstairs to the family, consulting about the real reason they're all here. Which
Give us your money.
What's to be done with Papa's money?
Yeah,
he's gonna die in 3 months.
Which
he doesn't look like it, but he's gonna die.
A conversation in which they all reveal that, God, they're just trash people.
They're all garbage, trash, nonsense. I have to say that this scene in particular got me because the one character, I believe her name was Ava, started talking, and I was like, oh God, she's got the Takano voice. She's got the lady pervert voice. And that is why I exited the episode for a minute afterwards to look it up. It is the same person. It is the same voice actress. Yes.
The second coming of Takano.
I was like, I knew I recognized that pervert voice.
Is she here to get horny about murder again?
I don't know. But yeah, the voice is very distinct, and I recognized it, and it made me go, oh!
So yeah, they start their conversation about that, and we cut outside for a little bit. Earlier, when they were coming in, the small girl that was with
Maria,
them,
I believe.
Maria found a sick rose and tied a ribbon around it. Oh, and we didn't God, we didn't cover the epitaph where they're talking about the riddle of the gold.
Yes, apparently Beatrice has both given, like, I guess a sort of a blessing and a curse sort of deal to the family head, who she has given him a lot of gold in exchange for his soul.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why the family's like, oh, you're rich now, you have gold, even if they don't necessarily believe in the, this was given by a witch thing, but
Mm-hmm.
That just means the witch is like a loan service.
I I guess.
And just like the collateral is just you die.
Oh, yeah, maybe, but yeah.
So yeah, they have a discussion about that. The young girl obviously believes in the witch and gets mad at anybody who doesn't. Battler notedly comes out on the side of witches are bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
but he does stop
He's
to
having
placate the little
change
girl.
his opinion so that he stops upsetting the little girl and her stupid little crone.
You know what? You know what? Maybe he does have more of a personality than we thought.
Yeah.
So his personality traits are witches are bullshit, wants to squeeze everyone's tits, and will stop short of making a little girl cry.
Yes. Yes. He's like, well, that's a little much, don't you think?
Yeah.
So they head out to the beach to, picnic and have a conversation about the riddle associated with Beatrice,
Mm-hmm.
or prophecy, as it were.
Yes.
Meanwhile, while they're doing that, the adults get more heated in their conversation, dig up everybody's dirty laundry, and start trying to blackmail each other. Unfortunately, turns out nobody has any fucking money to blackmail.
Yes. It's very funny. They're like, what do you mean? If you don't have the money and I don't have the money,
Who has the money?
who's flying this plane?
Yeah.
So one brother had to pay out a huge settlement in the American court system, and one brother had some gangsters buy up a bunch of its company, and Kraus, the presumptive heir of the family, apparently is completely upside down in a hotel venture.
Yes.
They thought that's why the reason they thought he had money to finance it. Apparently, he doesn't. So everybody's fucked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Words are shouted. Technical non-family members are accused of being spare wombs, which is a hell of a thing to say to your sister-in-law.
Very, very
Awful.
harsh.
Awful.
Everybody proves to be kind of a bitch in that room.
Yep.
So Group B, the tolerable people, are coming back to the house, and Maria notices that she can't find her rose that she marked earlier, leading everyone who comes within 20 feet to search for said rose.
Yeah.
Yes. And she kind of like gets really, really upset, and she starts like crying, and her mom is like, stop making those noises. And she actually like Maria is just like really upset, like kind of inconsolable, and
like
Rosa
having a meltdown.
Yeah, Rosa just like smacks her across the face.
Yeah, she just lays into her.
That was really fucked up.
Like twice in a row.
Poor child.
It's like, stop making that noise. Granted, it was a pretty annoying noise, but
it was an annoying noise, but she's a child.
But you don't want to tennis backhand your 8-year-old over it.
And then she just leaves her and goes inside.
Leaves her in the rain. And then comes out later and is just like, oh shit.
I left my kid behind. I'm an idiot. I'm a bastard.
Yes. Because Maria stayed behind to look for the rose. And while everybody else was inside, because of the rain, someone came up and gave her an umbrella.
Yes. And they come out and they find her and they're like, "Oh, you got an umbrella. You have your own umbrella." And she's like, "Oh, I borrowed it." And they're like, "Who'd you borrow it from?" And she goes, "I borrowed it from Beatrice." Dun dun dun.
That's our hook
Mm-hmm.
for our next episode, which is, you know what, okay.
Yeah.
So we all have gripes. I'm sure we'll get into them, but some things this show does that are okay, which is the pacing is decent.
Mm-hmm.
It lays out its exposition pretty well. Doesn't belittle you. Even the section where they're introducing nearly 18 fucking characters, all they do is they run into the character organically, and it freezes for a half second and says, "This is my uncle. This is his name," and moves on.
Yeah, I can't fault the show for its plot or pacing or anything like that.
Its presentation works.
It's fine.
I think I didn't like the animation or the art very much.
So, this is pretty low budget.
Yeah, the animation was my main gripe. Like, really, the only thing that stood out especially bad to me was the animation quality. I was like, okay,
Maria's face looked like it was melting at portions, like the way that her the flesh of her face moved. Like, it's always hard to like I don't know. I guess maybe just because kids' faces are so soft, they didn't know how to animate it correctly.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. They were so close to giving her the Satoko flesh tooth, but they cowered it out. Bunch of cowards.
Flesh tooth.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking music was weird. Like the intro and outro music.
No, the intro was banging. They done it again. They did it again. They gave us another banger intro. It was excellent. I loved it in every way.
I just thought the mix was weird. I thought it was kind of muddy, but
I mean, I can understand that, but
yeah, it might have been just because I was listening to it over like a low quality audio channel.
Live stream
that's why I thought that. So you were right. It wasn't Studio Dean who did reviewers. It was a company called Passione.
Passione, yes.
But
they're doing the remake. Yes.
They've done the new Higurashis.
Yes, exactly. Unfortunately.
I also found an article about why Studio Dean has a bad reputation.
Oh.
And I'm looking at their screen grabs, and I'm just like, that's probably why. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think it might just be I came at this with sort of crummy energy because I'm really tired today, but I don't know. I think it's just the animation and the perviness just didn't sit right with me today.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
I don't know, it didn't compel me. Find it very
yeah, Badler didn't do a lot to ingratiate himself to the audience.
No, not at all.
Like I said, he doesn't have that same charm.
Over time, I think he's supposed to take on a Phoenix Wright role.
That's funny.
I mean, I guess I could see him being okay.
But
the question is maybe I feel like I didn't see the meat of the show, because if the meat of the show is cross-examination and figuring out who was where, that seems kind of interesting. But listeners, Magpie just did post a picture.
We can't get in this. You're just gonna have to wonder what that image was. So I liked this, but I have always since my childhood been just a bit of a slut for these typical mystery, murder mystery type dealios. So I could pretty easily get into this, even if it's not even if they don't do the same kind of build up. But I'm sure they're gonna drop stuff on us that is shocking. that we're not expecting. So, like, I'm also like, I could hold out for that.
Knowing the source material,
Yes, exactly.
I would be inclined to give Umineko a chance to make its case, because surely at some point it will just go off the fucking rails.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna be like, wait, what?
Works by these authors have a very peculiar like feel to them. It's kind of like having a brilliant piece of mystery fiction shouted at you by a filthy raving homeless person under a bridge.
God.
You're just like, wait, what? What was that?
Yeah.
Michael's taking a long time to recover from a meme I have posted.
Yeah.
It's becoming significant. I'm going to have to put it in the liner notes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh man, it's just the fact that his hand, like the woman is covering his hand, so the foreshortening just makes it look like his hand is huge. It just looks like he's got a fucking big hand.
He's got one big hand.
Stop it! Now I'm gonna die.
Squish it.
Stop
Squish it between
it!
his big fingies. Oh Christ! Oh good gravy God. Anyway.
Anyhow.
Yeah, 1 out of 2. Or 1 out of 5 stars.
The 1 out of 2, huh?
1 out of 2. That's pretty good.
1 out of two thumbs. I feel like if I wasn't tired today, I might have been more amenable to the story, but
fair enough. Well, what did you...
I'd watch a second episode of this.
Yeah. I pretty much have to watch more of this. This is required viewing in this household.
Yeah, you're obligated to. Viewer, did you get what you wanted from this episode?
Blackle nearly dying, as usual.
I need to ask. This is completely unrelated to like most of this, but what did you think of those scorpion charms?
Oh, those are definitely gonna come into play later.
Oh yeah. He'll be like, I don't believe in witches, but even if I did, I got this cool scorpion.
Listen, no one can say no to a cool scorpion charm. That's all I'm saying, and I want one.
I bet the scorpion charm says like LOL LMAO on it.
God damn it, Blackle! God damn it! How dare you cut in front of me and make the joke I was making?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that's where you were going. How about you do a run at it? You might have had a better
You're gonna drown me in this fucking river like this.
Oh, Lamau.
Lamau.
Viewer, if you have a dear friend that you've betrayed live on air, you can tell us about it at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is the word, not the number. If you want to lol or lamau at us, we're also on Twitter, which is @oneepisodecast.
Gotta go faster next time, Magpie.
Blackle is the scorpion.
Yeah.
Lol. Lamau.
Alright.
It's in your nature.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's it. It's over now.